Welcome to the Willamette National Forest. Blue River Lake or Reservoir is right in front of me. I've just finished applying the scentless pre-shave from Phoenix Artisan. And as you've seen in the photos, I am reviewing the newest fragrance from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, Thought Forms. If you haven't seen my first impressions video, there will be a link to that at the top of the description below. Normally, I scoop from the outside in, but it's Thought Forms, and so I thought I'll scoop from the inside out. I think I've only done this once or twice before, but I figured, what the hey, I'm using my Deadpool scoop. Hope you guys are all doing great. Luna and I have been hiking around this mountainside, sharing a bag of jerky. It's kind of become a thing that she and I do as we head out. We stop, we pick up a bag of jerky, most often Jack Link's original, and that's what we grabbed again today. As you saw in the photos, or hopefully you saw in the photos, I'm using the copper dual open comb Ascension from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. I planned it out this way. My previous 3 shaves, I'll start putting photos right up here. Beginning with Denade Foil 50, I used the new orange aluminum Ascension. And then Phoenix Lights, which was used here, but way over yonder. I used my Ascension Select. And then for my last one, which was in Lightener Well, I used the stainless steel Ascension. In between then, I did do the Twee shave, but Twee wasn't sent to me for review. That's a set that I bought a few years ago, and so I didn't do the whole Ascension thing. I'm a schnerd. I like to have fun with shaving. That's one of the reasons why I love Phoenix Artisan. Star Wisp from Phoenix Artisan. When I do these reviews, I like to try and use as much of the company's products as I can. Today, I'm not using the Strangelet blade, and that's just because I like to, try and match up the shaves, just for the shaves of the day, because like I said before, yeah, I'm shallow like that. And so I decided to go with the old Minoras, the ones that are no longer in production, but I picked them up from the Razor Blade Club RBC. They're not cheap, but I love them. They actually go back years. Originally they were a company that was just like a family company, and then, don't quote me, 60s or 70s, maybe earlier than that, maybe a little later, Gillette bought them out, and Gillette now owns them, and you can get them in the yellow package. These are the pink platinum. Like I said, I've already applied my pre-shave. Thought Forms. I have been using it all week. Today is Sunday. It just released on Monday, so it is available for purchase now, in case you missed that. It smells so good. Wife and daughter don't like this one, but like I said many times, my wife's judgment for me was called into question the day that she said yes to marrying me. I mean, so she's a little different to begin with. I love this fragrance. Scent profile, I'll put it right up here. Citrus, basil, menthol. Menthol is part of the scent profile. Floral, rose, spice, green, amber, cedar, patchouli, and woody. Luna's vocals. I don't know if that picked up on the audio, but she let out a low little rumble. She's a very, very vocal dog. We also have a husky wolf mix. Her name's Sakari. She's almost 12. I love her to death. But she gets winded just walking around the block anymore. In fact, we went for a walk yesterday and she got winded about halfway, and we're only talking a few blocks. So usually she stays at home anymore, which breaks my heart. I love her to pieces, and it's going to start making me sad and depressed. So oh, come on, she's way over to the... She started staring at me when I started talking about Sakari. See your ear twitch? She's not here, huh? I love you. Hey, how you doing? So, absolutely amazing dog. Very protective. She grew up with our kids, especially the 19-year-old and the now 19-year-old who just had a birthday on the 19th. 19 on 19th. I was Lucas. And Emily turned 15 on 14th. And so, with Sakari about to turn 12, those two kids of ours grew up with her, and just the most amazing family dog ever. And yeah, I wish I could clone her. So these notes in this fragrance, it's steady now, steady. Thought Forms is a collaboration with Dave Johnson. I'm just gonna assume that you haven't seen my first impressions video. I'm gonna try not to repeat too much of what I said in the last one. This is a collaboration with Dave Johnson. They call him Daver at Fragrance Bros. There'll be a link to their YouTube channel in the description. The sales page for Thought Forms is like virtually all of the sales pages from Phoenix. Doug puts a ton of work and effort even into the sales page. This is one of my favorite blades in this razor. If you haven't tried these Minora Platinums, they're worth the $4. I love them. The new ones, if I remember right, it says stainless on that yellow package, but they're PTFE. So Dave Johnson, on the sales page, Doug has a quote from Dave at the top, and I love how Dave describes it. I quote Dave Johnson, "One of the best from PAA, fresh, steamy, modern. It's like John Wayne meets Bruce Wayne." That's pretty freaking good. I like that. And coming from Dave, you'd expect it to be good, right? So the citrus in this, I have it on the back of my left hand. I have Han Polo, which is a homage to Polo Green, on the back of my right hand. Splash. Black Shroud EDP. Otra EDP. All from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. Han Polo is currently not available. I highly recommend Black Shroud and Otra. I did review those, and I'll put a link to the description on those. Black Shroud shave was here back in October. The citrus is definitely a zesty opening to this fragrance. I love this. Doug talks about this fragrance as being like a transition. I forget his exact words. It's in the sales page. Maybe I'll attach a photo of it. Like a transition from winter into summer or into spring. This is definitely an uplifting fragrance, a spring, summer fragrance. I'm the kind of guy that I can wear any fragrance, any time of the year. You know, I do tend to lean towards winter scents in the winter. One of my favorite fragrances is Future Fiction. It's very citrusy, lively, and could most certainly be classified as a summer fragrance. I will wear that in the winter. Harvest Moon would be more of a fall, winter fragrance. but I'll wear that in the summer too, especially in the evening. So I believe a lot of fragrances can be worn any time of the year, just depending on who you are, where you're going, right? Basil. Most often when we think of basil, we think of food. At least I do, right? It's a very common kitchen staple. The basil that I'm getting from this, I've been picking this apart all week, and I had the sample since, October, maybe September. But I've really been playing with this fragrance all week, wearing it on the back of my hand to work, wearing it on the back of my hand around the house, shaving with it every night since Monday. And today is Sunday. Maybe since Saturday. I don't remember when I got it. Anyways, the first impressions was the first day I got it, I believe. If I'm wrong, I'll put it below. But the basil is amazing. The opening to this fragrance is far out groovy cool. It's good stuff. For real, Maynard. Herbal, deep earthiness. So you get this zesty citrus. And right behind it, you get the basil and a deep green earthiness. It's right up my alley. I like dark fragrances and earthy fragrances, and you get that. I've got a mirror above you. You'll see that in the B-roll. B-roll at the back of this, at the back end of this video. So menthol, like I discussed in the Black Shroud video, which was the first fragrance I ever reviewed with menthol in it. Menthol comes from mint, like peppermint and other types of mints. And what's the word? You distill it to where you put it in a beaker and you add water and you boil it down and you extract the oil from the water. And then you crystallize it and it goes through all this process, right? So you get this menthol crystals will have like a strong minty, cooling, refreshing fragrance to it. And I believe some of that is going on in this fragrance, but something that I've learned since I did the Black Shroud review is that oftentimes, and I went back and I've been looking at it with Black Shroud since what I've learned. I haven't asked Doug about any of this. I'm speculating on the fragrances. Okay, this is all just my mumbo jumbo. What menthol is often used for is a way of bringing out the floral fragrances and kind of like boosting them. I don't know if that's the right word. I'll attach a few different links in the description as well to some what's the word? Yeah. Moving on. Brain fart. Hey, I'm cold, man. I'm using the cold excuse, all right? I'm really not that cold. What's the word, Luna? Next we have floral. The menthol, I don't really pick up a strong mint fragrance. There is a mintiness to this, and it's definitely coming from the menthol. But I can't help but wonder if it isn't there to help lift up the next two fragrance notes in this, and that's floral and rose. Now, this has a floralness to it, but I believe this is like so many of PAA's fragrances to where it's like an orchestra. I've said that before. And when you have an entire orchestra playing, you might not be able to pick out the cello or the flute. But if you were to remove, like when everybody's playing, you might not be able to hear the flute. But if you were to remove the flute, you'd be able to pick up the difference. And when everybody's playing together, you just have this beautiful symphony. And Doug and Fran are the abs. And when it comes to the shave world, I believe they are the ultimate. They're the best of the best when it comes to blending fragrances, layering fragrances, and making the whole bigger than the sum of its parts. There are floral notes to this that I pick up, and I've been trying really hard to find the rose. I think I've detected the rose a couple of times. But this is by no means a floral or just a rose fragrance. This is something more than just a floral or a rose fragrance. And that's quickly comes out next with the spice. And it's just listed as spice. And I haven't asked Doug what the spices are that are in there. I've been picking it apart. At first I was leaning towards nutmeg, but then I started leaning towards maybe there's some saffron going on in there. But it adds this exoticness to it. It really does. Sensuous, exotic. And I think that plays along with, like getting like the sensuality playing along from the florals and the rose that's going on in front of it. The middle of this fragrance kicks ass. It really does. So that spice is followed by green. I talked about in my first impressions what green is. Think of in the middle of summer, you take a leaf off of a tree, like any leaf, a maple leaf, wherever you live, right? You can take a leaf, and so long as it's a green, broad leaf, take that leaf and you crumple it and you smell it. Or if you're to take like a flower, any flower, carnation, rose, and you cut the stem of any green plant and you smell it, it's that kind of greenness, just this deep, earthy, green undergrowth. It's amazing. And I think that's one of the reasons why I really like this fragrance, is that in the heart of it, with the transitioning from the florals and into the spice, and then we come into this green, and then the amber, the cedar, the patchouli, and the woody. Yes, sir. The amber is definitely adding some type of warm sensuality to it that's playing along with the other things I just mentioned. Sometimes get paranoid when I have my back turned for very long. We are in cougar country, bear country. We don't have a lot of brown bears. We've got a lot of black bear. This is just absolutely beautiful, though. I love this backdrop. And when I saw the backdrop, I'm like, I gotta shave there. The cedar, I don't pick out cedar like you might typically would or think you might. But what I think the cedar is helping to do here is it's bringing maybe some balsamic undertones. This is a super complex fragrance, and I've been trying and working my ass off to pick this apart and really dive into all of it. I wish that I could get the EDPs or the solids before I do these reviews, and maybe sometime, like what I thought about doing too, is down the road doing an in-depth review, because with all of these so far that Doug has sent me for a review, I've ended up picking up the EDP, the solid, and the Star Jelly, and in some cases the shampoos and the deodorants and whatnot. But that rolls us into the patchouli. And of course, patchouli is earthy, rich, and deep. I believe this patchouli is helping to add a little bit of muskiness to it. Ooh, felt like I got myself, but I think it's just because I'm cold. I love this razor. I bought this razor off of Matthew Lawrence. Thank you again, Matthew. I appreciate you. It's completed my collection. After the woody, or after the patchouli, we have the woody. And I believe the amber, the cedar, the patchouli, and the woody. Almost all of Doug and Fran's aftershave colognes, their colognes, last the entire workday. 10, 12 hours even, sometimes longer. Once I get into like that 4th and 5th hour at work, and when I wear them on the back of my hand to work, I'll wear a different fragrance like on my body. And so that way my mind isn't just, like picking up the fragrance all day. That way I'm actually able to, when I want to, smell it. And that's why I do it on the back of my hand right here. So I got Han Polo, great vetiver fragrance going on right now. Super green. But the amber, the cedar, patchouli, and the woody are I think, acting as like a carrier for some of those other fragrances, because I'm able to pick up some of that zesty, herbal, greeny goodness throughout the longevity, throughout the duration of the fragrance. Do a couple of quick cleanups. And turn this back scotch. Boop. Ooh, I did get myself right there, didn't I? Right there. I absolutely love this fragrance. I believe I said in the first impressions video, if you like John From, I really think, while this is different, okay, this is not John From, but if you like John From, I think this might be your kind of fragrance. So, you know, keep that in mind. If you like John From, take a look at the notes. I also think if you like Green Irish Tweed or Twee, you'll like this. Well, I'm thinking of it too, ESP is about to go away. Don't miss that fragrance. I don't know why it's not selling well. It's one of my favorites. I have the beard oil. I got the whole kit and caboodle. Well, never the deo. I need to grab some deo. Thanks for reminding me. You're a good man, Charlie Brown. ESP is so damn good. Like, so damn good. I wore it the other day yesterday, Saturday or Friday. I wasn't working. I went to the gas station. I got 2 compliments from 2 women that were together. I went over like where they were on their little aisle, and I started to walk away, and the girl's like, "You smell really good, blah, 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 blah." Yeah, it's a banger. It is so damn good. I don't know if it's the label that's turning people off, but at the very least, if you're putting in a purchase between now and then, grab a sample so that you can kick yourself in the ass later. Like, for real. It is one of my favorite fragrances. In fact, I love it so much, and I love John From, and I love Strange Island, which is not available right now. And the mashups, he has a mashup of Strange Island, ESP, and he has a mashup of John From, ESP, and that's the two fragrances put into one tub of soap. So damn good. I bought both of those because I love all 3 fragrances. ESP is effing amazing. I'll put photos of those mashups right here too. You can find that in the search bar, type in mashup or secret menu. I'm telling you. So good. So good. Guess what? Save this for the end. This is my 50th outdoor shave video. And because of that, I've picked up a couple of tubs of Boomtown Bay Rum. This is before I knew that ESP was going away. Otherwise, I would have picked up a couple of those. And those are in the CK1 formulas. The CK1 is now gone. And you can get CK6 for less than 20 bucks, 19 something or other. 4-ounce tubs of CK6. I'm going to give away 1 tub of Boomtown. I picked up 2 in this video. All I want you to do to enter for the Boomtown, in the comments below, put where we met. So if you first met me on Instagram, just put Instagram, or you could put Tobin, I remember Instagram, blah, blah, blah. If you found me on YouTube, eBay, Facebook, it can only just be one word. If you just want to comment Facebook, I'll know what you mean. I'll enter you. And we'll do that until next Sunday. I'll announce the winner of that on Sunday. And so yeah, Boomtown Bay Rum, one of my absolute favorite fragrances and my absolute favorite Bay Rum. I have the EDP of it. Oh my God, I freaking love it. This fragrance is a freaking banger though. It is. Is it my favorite? No. Does it have potential to be one of my favorites? Yes. Do I love it? Yes. I freaking love it. It is so good. It is so good. Check out the sales page, like I was saying, Thought Forms. It's really cool. Like, I don't believe I ever knew this before. And so Thought Forms is like one of the meanings of the word is like when the mind makes up an entity. I'll put a link to that link in there as well. Check it out. If you like sci-fi and the supernatural and stuff like that, check out this article. It's super cool. Doug was originally going to call this Salamander. I'm glad he changed the name. Doug, that was a good choice. Salamander didn't fit. I love the name Thought Forms. And that is a double-headed salamander right there. You got some hot rocks. If you read the sales page, that's because Dave Johnson, the collaboration. But Thought Forms, though, for me, is like the perfect, it's I think it fits for a fragrance name. I'm trying to figure out how to put it into words, but I love the name Thought Forms for a fragrance. I really do. I think it's killer. And I think Salamander would have been the exact opposite. But if you read the sales page, you'll see why Doug was leaning towards Salamander, and it made sense, and I think it's super cool. Shows you a little bit of Doug's character, and I love it. I want to thank you guys for joining Luna and I out here. Another great classic, immediate classic fragrance from Douglas. Killer original artwork done by him. I love it. I love you. I love you long time. Don't forget to enter below. And the Culling, Twee at 2, and Enlightener Well are all going away. ESP and Red Planet. Red Planet's another good one. What's wrong with you people? Buy this stuff. Like, serious. Especially ESP. I like Red Planet. I like you, Luna. She looked at me. I love ESP. I love ESP. It's the little big things. Coming out here in the woods for me is one of the big little things. She and I have had a killer day. If you watch the B-roll, if you're still watching, thank you. You'll see some of, she and I just throwing snowballs and just hanging out and hiking. But there's nowhere I'd rather be. Well, maybe in the arms of my loving bride. But you know what I mean, Maynard. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. It really is. Oh, and real quick, if you're still listening, I'll make this super quick. If you watch my rant video, I just want to add in that the affiliate codes and the freebie stuff, this really helps out these small businesses. If they had to pay for like a marketing agency, it would kill them, and we wouldn't have as many small businesses involved in this as we do. And that's one of the things that helps give them the edge over companies like Procter & Gamble and these bigger guys. These bigger guys have the money to afford a marketing agency. So I just wanted to add that in there really quick, that I love supporting small business. That's a big part of this. I don't support the artist shaving, and you guys will notice too, I'm not going to put any companies down, but you'll notice that there are certain companies, hardware makers and stuff like that, that I don't have their products, and there's reasons behind that. So yeah, support your local small businesses too, for real. That mom and pop down the street, restaurant, whatever it is, the farmer's market. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tomorrow I'm going to do a video about what I pack and my outdoor shave stuff. Luna's coming to check us out. Y'all take care. Thank you, Douglas. Thank you, friend. Oh, I forgot to say it. I'll put it at the beginning of the video. Thought Forms, the soap and splash, was sent to me for review. I did not pay for it. I'll remember to put that at the beginning of the video. Thank you, Doug. Thanks, guys. All right, welcome to the B-roll. I'm about to start my shave. Show you my setup. Come back, Loon. Got a mirror right there above my tripod. Down in front of me, I have my little stool, and then this stool I use as a table. hot water in that Oregon duck thermos as always. The forest fire came through here back in 2020. Beautiful day. Can't wait for this shave. Hope you guys enjoyed the review and the video. Where'd you go, babe? Come back up here. Down over there is where I did my Phoenix Lights shave. And out there is Blue River Reservoir. Thanks for joining us again. Have a good one, guys. Yeah. Speak. Speak. One of the many reasons why Miss Luna loves the snow would be snowballs. Ready? Good girl. Let's do another one. Absolutely gorgeous. Just finished up that shave. Luna and I heading back down. Hope you all had a great weekend. And Luna stops to go pee. Oh my God, that's gorgeous.